All right, let's dive into a book with a seriously game-changing idea. The Mountain is You by Brianna Wiest. It's all built around this one, single, powerful concept that, honestly, might just change how you look at every single obstacle in your life. So this is the big idea, right here. We spend so much of our time and energy trying to fix things on the outside. But what if the real problem, the real challenge, is actually inside us? And that right there, that completely reframes what it even means to grow as a person.
Okay, so let's get into the main metaphor that gives the book its name. What on earth does it mean to say, "You are the mountain"?
So get this, the mountain isn't your job or your bank account or that difficult person in your life. No, the mountain is the collection of our own stuff. You know, the self-sabotaging habits, the fears we don't want to look at, and the old pain we just haven't dealt with. And the book's whole point is that until we figure out how to climb this inner mountain, we're just going to keep tripping over the same problems out in the real world, over and over again.
Now, a massive part of that inner mountain is self-sabotage. I think we can all relate to that, right? So to really understand how to start climbing, we first have to get a handle on the terrain. Like, why do we even do this to ourselves in the first place?
It's such a frustrating question, isn't it? You know what you want. You can literally see the path right in front of you, and yet you do something that gets in your own way. So why? Well, the answer the book gives is actually not what you'd expect.
And here is the big reframe. Self-sabotage isn't you being weak. It's actually a messed up survival instinct. See, your brain would rather deal with the pain it knows than a future it doesn't. It's trying to protect you from the unknown, but in reality, all it's doing is keeping you completely stuck.
And you see this misguided protection play out everywhere, right? Someone stays in a terrible relationship because being alone feels even scarier. Or maybe they turn down a huge opportunity because the fear of failing under that new pressure feels way worse than just staying where they are. Recognizing these patterns in yourself, that's the first real step to breaking them.
So, if our own fear and pain are the things that build this mountain, how in the world do we start to climb it? This is where things get really interesting. The whole journey begins the moment you decide to change your relationship with pain.
The idea here is that pain is basically a compass. It's not something to run away from, it's something to listen to. It points directly to the parts of you that are calling out for healing and attention. So, think of it this way. Every bad experience isn't just an obstacle. It's like a big, blinking signpost telling you exactly where to go next.
And this is what that looks like in the real world. Heartbreak, it ends up teaching you about your own self-worth. Failure, that's just a training ground for resilience. Even that feeling of anxiety can be an amazing guide. It shows you where your life is totally out of sync with what you truly value. See, the unprocessed pain is what built the mountain, but working through it is what gives you the strength to actually climb the thing.
Okay, so we get the mountain and we know why we need to climb it. But what do we pack for this journey? The book lays out some really essential gear, the practical skills and daily habits we're going to need for this transformation.
The most important tool in your backpack is going to be emotional intelligence. And it's pretty simple, really. It breaks down into 3 steps. First, awareness. Just notice what you're feeling, no judgment. Second, understanding. Get curious. Ask yourself, hey, where is this feeling actually coming from? And finally, and this is the absolute game changer, regulation. You choose how you respond instead of just mindlessly reacting. This is how you stop being a prisoner of your own emotions and start using them as your guide. And look, this climb happens with small, consistent steps. It's about committing every single day to look at your patterns, to start seeing setbacks as just feedback, and to lean into discomfort because you know that's the feeling of growth. And, maybe most importantly, it's about being kind to yourself along the way. This is about healing, not about beating yourself up.
So what's waiting for us at the top? What's the whole point of all this hard work? Well, it's not about becoming some brand new, perfect person. It's actually something way, way deeper than that. And this is the ultimate reward. The person you're really meant to be isn't someone you have to build from scratch. They're already in there, just buried under layers of fear and all these limiting beliefs. So the climb isn't about becoming something new. It's about unbecoming. It's a process of letting go of everything that isn't really you, so that your authentic self can finally step out into the light.
So just think about what a huge shift that is. You go from fear keeping you small to resilience making you strong. You move from hiding behind self-sabotage to living authentically. This is what that transformation looks like. It's a journey from being stuck in resistance and illusion to finding real clarity and freedom.
And that brings us to maybe the most powerful and hopeful message in the whole book. The problem isn't out there, it's in here. And you know what? That is the best news you could possibly get. Because if the problem is you, it means the solution, the power to change, to heal, to climb, is also completely 100% within your control.
So that leaves just one final question, and it's for you. The journey of life, it's not about trying to find a clever path around the mountain. It's about finding the strength within you to climb it. Because when you climb your mountain, you don't just overcome your obstacles, you become a person who's no longer defined by them at all.